In this video I'm going to make a shrug or bolero. I followed myself with cameras. This is my sewing table. I'm going to add some comments to explain what I'm doing. And that's me. Hi. First cleaning up the table. Picking lace. This is vintage lace. Patterns. I have very sturdy material for my patterns because I use them so much. Then with chalk, this is a chalk pen, they're very handy. I trace the pieces. Please bear in mind, I do not have an official education. I do a lot of freehand sewing, so this is a non-conventional way to make clothes. Cutting out the pieces. Then the sleeve end, circle round for lots of volume, marking the mid and the top and the bottom. Also on the other side, and I cut the mid out. Then the sleeve, I was first going to do it as the pattern, but then I decided to give it a bit more volume at the top. So that often happens that I decide to change it while cutting and just cut around it. Then these are going to go around the upper arm, the biceps. Also brought vintage lace. All the lace in this design is vintage. Lace for the sleeve ends. I just measured how much I need and now I'm hand estimating if I have enough. I have enough. Onto the sewing table with all the cut out pieces. First I'm going to the serger. Here I'm marking the puff sleeves to know where the mid of the pleating will have to go. And most of my pleating is freehand too. You can see it, I just use the pin to know where I will have to turn the other way. So there you go. And from another perspective, the other sleeve. It's always easier to pleat this way. Although you have to watch out that the lower side does not slip out. But the other way around, what I'm doing here is harder because you have to fumble it under the serger. Puff sleeves are done. They are even, hooray. Then I just have to search all the other seams. This is the bodice. There you go, the shoulders of the bodice. Then the bell sleeve ends. One and the other one. Remind, this is 6 times speed. So onto the sewing machine. I have a semi-automatic sewing machine which is really handy. Here I'm going to apply the upper arm part onto the puff sleeve. Adjust the stitches. I always do this with the zigzag stitch. There you go. and then the other one. Then I'm going to pleat the lace that I just measured onto the bell sleeves. This is also freehand pleating. I know I have enough of the lace to pleat it all the way I like. In this case I leave about as much space between the pleats as the length of the pleats itself. And in that case you need twice as much of the lace as the circumference of the sleeve. And if you want no spacing between the pleats, you would need 3 times as much. Because in a pleat you can see it goes 3 layers of the lace trim. So again, speeding up, always making sure that the fabric is not piling up, because otherwise things can go wrong. What I'm doing here is making sure I have still enough lace for the other sleeve. Just double checking, and yes I do, so I can finish this. I'm doing that with a very dense zigzags, so to make sure it won't ruffle. Back and forth at the end to make extra sure, and then the other way. And there is the other sleeve. Most important is that I pleat the other way around here, so when you wear the shrug, the pleating will be symmetrical. They will both be pleated forward or backward. It's well, not going to keep that all in the movie. So then I have a fine trim that I will sew onto the sleeve. This will fully cover the serger stitch. So now on the outside I have the small and the big trim, and on the inside you neither see stitches, you only see the wider lace. Here are the finished sleeves. You see they both are pleated in different directions. Sewing the arms. Then, the inside of the bell sleeves. Later I attach them to each other. Hi, that was me. Okay, so I cut the spare lace trim of the bell sleeves in half and decided to decorate the bodice with it, as I have enough of the lace trim left for it. I do this with the serger. I just pleat it on. Most important is that I make it symmetrical, so I change direction of the pleating to make sure it flows from the mid of the back downwards, and also from the neck around the arms, if that makes any sense. Pleating, pleating, pleating. Almost finished there. I'm going to the mid back where the lace comes together. Then I sew the serger seam flat, so I can again sew the trim onto it to make it nice and cohesive with the style of the bell sleeves. There we go, rolling up the end so it flows into the beginning of the trim, going back and forward. Then my happy little label. It goes on the mid back. I always make sure to add it afterwards so that anyone who hates labels can remove them without damaging the piece. Yay. So all pieces are sewn together, only left is the sleeves have to go onto the bodice. I mark the mid shoulder and I start at the armpit and there I start sewing. Then I put the sleeve and bodice piece at mid shoulder together and the room in between it I have to pleat. It's hard to explain, this is just how I do it. Maybe I'll once do a pleating tutorial or something to explain better how I do this. Most people do this with pins and calculating and elaborate patterns. So, finishing piece, little roses for on the mid back and the neck to make it look cute. And then we're done. The lace of the sleeves happily together, floof, 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 fluff, fluff. And this is the finished piece. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Be always welcome to like or subscribe or to leave your thoughts in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye bye!